Good evening, everybody. It's absolutely lovely to be back on here with Thundersley Presents, and tonight with Thundersley Christian Spiritualist Church. That's a mouthful. We have the lovely Karen Butler. So, hello, Karen. At the moment, it's quite quiet. I think we've only got 3 people in, so please, everybody that's come in. We've got another Karen, so we've got 2 Karens in the house. So good evening, everybody. Welcome, Karen. Lovely to see you here this evening. Please, because it is quite quiet, please, if you are, thank you very much, Rob. If you are watching, especially on YouTube or TikTok, Facebook, I'm in the wrong platform at the moment. If you're on Facebook, then please give it a share out to let the page know or Facebook know that we are live. So we've got some lovely people on here this evening. If you're new to me, hello, I'm Claire, otherwise known as Heavenly Sprinkles. I'm a spiritual medium, but I love to work collaboratively with Thundersley Christian Spiritualist Church, supporting mediums who want to try out online. And tonight's lovely medium we've got this lovely Karen. So Karen, good evening. We've got people commenting, so good evening.
Good
How
evening.
Are you feeling?
A little bit nervous because my volume wasn't working yesterday, but it seems to be good today. This is a different way for me working, but I've got you to lean on, so I'll be fine.
You do realise you start doing that, and then the first song that springs to my mind is Lean on Me, and I'm known as the awful, terrible singing medium as well. But we're not singing tonight. We're not singing tonight. Yeah. So brilliant. So we'll do some hellos, Karen, and then we'll talk a little bit about yourself, like where you come from. Obviously, in the Essex area at the moment, but it may not be where you come from. Rob's now encouraging singing. No, Rob, we are not singing tonight. Karen does not need her ears being bleeding. So good evening. We've got, as we know, you hear me referring to is Rob. Rob, as we joke, is my co-boss. He is the guy behind the camera. You will see him typing away. So we've got the lovely Jill. Hello, Jill. Lovely to see you. We've got Susanna Valentine. Hello, another lovely name I recognise. We've got Dominique Smith. Good evening, Dominique. We've got Karen Gibbons in. Hello, Karen. She said hello to you and I, Karen. And we've also got Yvonne Jackson. Good evening. And I love how everybody says good evening to everyone. That's my ethos. This isn't just about us doing mediumship. This is also us as a community. We also have Yvonne Jackson, and then we also have Terry. So thank you to everybody that's jumping on. I never ask for my own page, but I always ask for Thundersley. Please, if you can give the page a share out, that's brilliant. Because we have had the break. Do you know what it's like, domestic life and such like? So it's really great to be back here, especially in this summer period. And we've got Alison. So if for those who are new to Thundersley Presents, I'll just quickly recap and then we will start working with spirit. As I said, I'm Claire Pasterfield, otherwise known as Heavenly Sprinkles, spiritual medium. Both Karen and I, let's keep it nice and simple. We talk to those who have passed over. Thundersley Present was created and set up to support mediums who are working mediums. They may well do one-to-ones, they may well do platform, churches and centres, but they want to have a go at learning online, because online mediumship can feel different to what it's like in church, especially with the fact that when you're doing online, you are 100% relying on the spirit world to communicate clearly, because you haven't got your energies. When you're in churches, you get that energy and you don't get that online. So we have to sort of learn. So it's a different direction. I'm just going to put the light on because I do this all the time. I don't put the light on and then it gets too dark. Hang on 2 seconds, everybody. There we go. Not that you need to see my face any closer. So good evening. And as I said, we've got the lovely Karen. So Karen, before we start and we allow Spirit to move, start bringing their energy in, tell us a little bit about yourself, because I know many of the people might recognise your name because you're one of the lovely supporters in the box, in the text box, whether it's online Divine Service or here. So Karen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Karen Butler. I originally come from Barkingside, and my mum and dad moved to Basildon when it was a new town. I was about 5 or 6, and I grew up in Langdon Link, which was known as the Alcatraz estate. I loved it, lots of people didn't. I had worked in the government. I became a teacher. I've worked with special needs children, but I've always had connections to spirit. My mum passed away prematurely. She was only 63, bless her. She's been gone over 20 years now, but she used to see things. And I come from a Catholic background, so we shouldn't be seeing things, shouldn't be talking to things. I still bless myself now. So if something goes wrong tonight, I'll be doing that because it's built into you. But I've been doing this a long time now, and I've sat in several circles. I sat with Chrissy King. She was my first mentor. That was about 20 years ago. It's when my mum passed away. And then I moved on, and I now sit with Kim Claydon, and I still do that, and I've been doing that for about 16 years. Those of you that do know of me know that I run a centre out of Basildon. I've just taken on running a centre, like a development centre, at Billericay. I run Latchenden, Clairvoyant nights at the Spirituals thing, and I'm in Thundersley all the time. I can't get enough of Thundersley. That's my home from home. Everybody in Thundersley is like an extra family. They're family I haven't chosen. I've chosen them. They weren't mine, like blood related. But everybody that comes into Thundersley, I don't know anyone that comes in and doesn't come back. It's true, isn't it? You go there and you do a coffee morning, or even if you're not working, you go for a coffee morning just to go and say hello to David on the tombola, or go and have a hug with Jill and Donna, or Diane, or whoever's on. So, yeah, that's about me, really. I've recently lost a few pets. So I have been bringing pets through, which isn't my normal way of working. I was at St. Cecilia's the other week. I stood in for someone, and I started off by bringing people's pets through before I was linking with them. And that's something different for me. And this is very different for me, because when I work, I generally know where I'm going. Well, here, I can't see anyone's face. So I've just got a name, and I'm just hoping that my guide, I work with a guide called Tom, and I just hope that he puts me in the right place. And if not, we'll have a bit of a giggle anyway, won't we? So
100%. And I know what you mean. I know somebody else that comes from a Catholic background, and there's a little bit of that conflict, isn't there, with the whole Spirit? And then you're thinking, you talk about the Holy Ghost. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit of a one, so I can understand that. So for those who are coming in, I know we've got lots of love coming to you, Karen. Please, this is an evening. Karen is a strong medium, so we can make the connections. But as we said, we've also got to be mindful that Karen doesn't generally work online. I say generally because we do know she's going to get hooked, and then she'll be online and won't lose her. So please, as Rob's just done it, my co-boss, my psychic co-boss there, please, when Karen is working with you, please remember to give her a little bit more feedback than yes or no. This is your permission to, as they say, feed the medium. The reason being is obviously Karen's going to be working with you. She's going to be flowing with the information, bang, 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 bang. And when you come back and say yes, she ain't got a Scooby what that yes was to. So for Karen, it is in this time, we do sort of ask you to say, yes, that makes sense about the dentist or a toothbrush or whatever Karen's bringing in. So literally, I'm going to allow Karen to do her link. She would have done a link and connection before. Karen, is there anybody that you've seen within the comments that Spirit's screaming at you to go to?
Right. I think I'm going to go to Karen Gibbons, just because she's got the same name as me.
Why not?
That's what I was drawn to when she first came on, and I haven't worked with that lady before. Obviously, it'd be quite nice to go to Jill on that, but I know Jill, so let's go to Karen Gibbons. Is Karen Gibbons still here?
Yep, she is. Rob will look after you, and you'll have it on the comments. You just need just carry away, my dear.
Right. As I'm sitting here, I feel a motherly figure. I don't think it's mum. I think it's more Nan. But Nan would have had a role within your family of looking after you, or you would have stayed there. It's making me feel very much like my dad's mum, and she was a very hands-on nanny. Right up until she passed, I was like a daughter to her, and that's what I'm feeling with this lady. Now, I said I come from Langdon area. I want to say you come from Langdon, like Langdon Hills. I want to put you up in the hills when I was down in the Langdon link bit. Would that make sense, Langdon Hills at all, please?
Rob's on the case.
Yeah, okay. But they're just taking me to different schools. I wasn't allowed to go to a particular school where we lived because my mum said that was naughty girls went there, and I wouldn't go to the Catholic school. I was kicking and screaming. So I went to Woodlands, but there was also a Langdon High Road and there was Nicholas, and I want to just think that they're quite relevant. If Langdon's not relevant to you, it's relevant to your partner or someone around you. I just want, it's showing me my friends, because even though I wasn't allowed to go to those schools, I still had friendships with people at those schools. And my best friend, I've known since I was 5, she went to the school I wasn't allowed to go to. And we're still best friends, and I'm now 61. We've been friends, we're sisters, for another word. And they're just making me feel that you've got friendships. Because this nanny is so proud that you've kept your friendships, and you're very loyal to your friends. And that's all well and good. But your nan makes me feel that maybe you should be saying no to some of these people. That she makes me feel if the reflection was turned around, they wouldn't be saying yes to you quite as freely. I just feel that you're too nice for your own good, if that makes sense.
Okay, Rob. So Karen, if you can feed back to my Karen and just say whether that makes sense to you, because obviously, Karen, this is the first sort of real dipping your toe back in the water with online. So Karen G, we've got a Karen B, we've got a Karen G. So if Karen, I know Rob's asked, so if Karen's still online, please, to be able to come back and say, yay, nay, you ain't got a clue. They're the kind of things we go with. If not, if Karen's not around, that's fine. She may well have popped in. She may well have popped out. If anybody else can relate to this, because sometimes we know sometimes our spiritual sat nav. But I will say, Karen B, don't worry, because this is on recording. So Rob will upload this like we do with Thundersley on the online service. It might be that Karen can come back. So just continue. And then if Karen G comes back, brilliant. If not, we will just do the evening, and then you can move on to your next person. So just keep on going for the moment.
I can't see many names on here because it's kind of moved up, but I have a gentleman standing here, and I'm hearing him say I need to go to someone called Debbie. Do we have a Debbie online?
We do have a Debbie. We have, I'm sure we have Debbie. We have Debs Lancaster. Okay.
Okay. He talks about this gentleman. He's talking about a garden. He's showing me pretty flowers, and I'm being shown big flowers. So like chrysanthemum. I don't know many flowers, but chrysanthemums have got the big heads, haven't they? Or sunflowers, or big things, not little roses and tulips. I don't want little piddly things. And that's his word, not mine. He's saying they're not piddly, they're these big things. And he would have been proud of his gardens. He would have been really proud of some of these flowers. I don't believe that he was a big gardener, but what he did grow, he liked. And he was good at growing those certain flowers. But he makes me feel there's more of a significance. I don't know. He's showing me sunflowers more than chrysanthemums, but I think chrysanthemums for me, because he was showing me yellow flowers, and I resonate with yellow flowers, with being those, that they would be significant. I don't know if someone had them at their wedding for people that weren't there, or they're put in a vase to remember certain people. I have a photo in my fireplace of my mum and dad, and I put different flowers there. I never had the same, but this gentleman makes me feel that it's always sunflowers. They're really important, if that makes sense. Okay, this man, I feel really quite breathless with him. Now, I know we all stop breathing and we're all breathless when we pass away, but I just feel that I would have done a bit of gardening, and I'd have to come and sit down for a minute, or to take a little bit of a breather. Okay. as I talk to this gentleman, that I'm adamant that he's granddad, because he's showing me my granddad's garden. My dad wasn't a gardener, bless him. But he talks about another man that comes in, and that makes me feel like your dad, because I now feel, I've got all my family over there. I don't know how many people left here. But I do feel this other gentleman that I can't see him. I'm feeling the energy, and I feel it's my dad. Okay. Would you understand when your dad passed and when you had the funeral, did someone do an unusual flowers for him? They're showing me a dartboard. They're showing me a cup of tea done as flowers. So I want his flowers for his funeral. Someone did something unusual, please. They've just shown me another one that's got cabbages and carrots and things like it. Really unusual. And your dad's laughing. So I don't know if that's true or he's mucking about with me, but he's really, really laughing. Because the examples, they've just been thrown at me. I'm not sure if they're real, but there was something unusual. I see there you've said no to the dartboard or tea, but was there an unusual set of flowers, please? Right. As we're talking, he takes me to cars. He's showing me. Now I'm old enough that we had cars that would break down. You'd take your tights off and you'd mend your own fan belt. And he's talking about cars like that. My first car that I had of my own was a Vauxhall Viva. I wanted him to have something a bit hideous as well, really. And I say hideous, and he laughs at that because it was like a lump of rubbish, this car. And then I was very fortunate. I had Ford Cortinas Mark 1 and Mark 2 and Escorts Mark 1. And this gentleman makes me feel he had an array of cars, and he was very, very good with cars. He'd know how to change a spark plug. He'd know what to do with everything. And he's showing me a memory link, and I think you'd have photographs of this because he's showing me old cars, and I feel that he would have worked on an old car, maybe an old Anglia, because I've just seen that. It might be an old Hillman, but they would have tinkered on it. But it seemed forever that they would have tinkered on this for years and years and years, and I'm still not even sure that anyone ever got to drive in it, because all I'm seeing is the bonnet up and the boot open, but working on something. He likes the old cars, and he also likes the old music. And I grew up as a rockabilly, and I still do that now. And he's making me feel that kind of era. So I'm hoping he was a rockabilly and he wasn't a mod on a hairdryer, because I've just heard him say that. But he's talking about photographs. So someone must have photographed of a car, because he's not taking this away. And someone would have these photographs in a box. They're not in albums neat and tidy. They would be in a box. Does that make sense? Saying you don't know who this is. Right, let me go back and ask him. Did your dad have something wrong with his teeth, please? Did he have a gap in his tooth? Because he's playing with my teeth. I'm just trying to confirm that the man I'm talking to is your dad. This man, though, mucks about him. I don't think he knew when to be serious, and he would be mucking about at really inappropriate times. And it makes me feel that when you guys were younger, if you were getting told off or you were meant to be doing something sensible, he would then be playing with his teeth or making faces that you would then laugh and then get yourself in trouble more so than you were in the first place. He doesn't seem a very serious man at all. Because in these photographs is a photograph of the car. He's not letting that car go. Okay. Is your stepdad, thank you for that, is your stepdad in spirit? Okay. Because spirit don't really distinguish between stepdad, dad, foster dad, an uncle that was like a dad. They just kind of give me dad. Cortina estate, that's lovely. Thank you. I can take that. Okay. Okay. So I'm not sure. this man's still saying dad. So even if he's your stepdad, you would have referred to him as dad, and he certainly would have referred to you as his daughter. He's not taking it away that you weren't his. Does that make sense? Okay. The granddad, as I speak, I was asking him to clarify to me, is he stepdad or is he biological dad? And granddad stood aside. Now, for me, that means it's your stepdad. Because if it was your biological dad, your granddad would have stayed standing. That's how it would be to me. It makes me feel that you've got some decisions to make at the moment, Deb. And you're backwards and forwards, and you're not actually getting any further in sorting out what you should be doing. It makes me feel you write list, and then you cross off the list, and then you write it back again. I just feel you need to give some time to you for an important decision. And this decision, I feel, is work-related, or I don't feel it's to do with divorces or changing house. I feel it's to do with a job. And if it's not a full-time job, whether it's a hobby job, I just feel you need to be reading something and making your mind up properly. I just feel you're not making the right decisions. And your stepdad here, I'm going to refer to him as stepdad so we haven't got a confusion who I'm talking about. But he doesn't like me saying stepdad. He wants to be dad. But he's saying you've got to make decisions about lots of things. My head is really like, oh my goodness, my head's going all over the place. That's what you're doing to him. I'm a teacher by trade, and he's given me a pile of books. And for me, a pile of books means you've got to learn something new. I don't know whether the learning something new is to enhance something you already do or to do something brand new. But he's making me feel that I feel you're going to college or you're doing open university or that kind of thing, because I want to mark your work. That's what I do. And that's how he makes me feel. Okay. Stepdad just wants to give you lots of kisses and a lot of support. And he says, ask. If you ask, he'll get away to try and show you. He talks about the flowers. Okay. I don't know how he's going to show you via flowers, unless you're going to get a flowery smell when you ask a question, because he's making me feel he'll clarify for you to do with flowers. So it might be a florally smell, or you might have some flowers and some petals fall off. So that's him saying yes to you. But ask the right question. Please don't ask, what colour dress should I buy? Because he can't answer that. It's got to be yes or no precise. He mucks about. He's just jolly. And you all down here need to know that he's absolutely fine over there. And his passing wasn't the best, but I don't think any of us would have a nice passing unless you just went to bed and went to sleep. That'd be nice for the person. I do feel that his passing wasn't the best. However, you'll need to know he's absolutely fine. And he blows you a big kiss. And I'm going to leave his love with you so I can move on to somebody else. I hope that will make sense to you, Deb. Okay. Has that Karen not come back on? Thank you.
Well done. Yes, Karen G has come back. So I was about to say, Karen G, if you're still with us, to come back to the Karen B. It's like a little bit of a rapping going. Karen G to the Karen B.
I know.
So some music needs to kick in somewhere with me, but it's Karen B with a Karen G. So Karen, so okay. Super well done. Super well done.
Thank
so
you.
yeah, so if Karen G, I've got my Karen here, so I've got too many Karens at the moment. So if Karen G is still around, Karen has just put a little flower. Thank you very much, Cobot, and a butterfly flower. So, Karen, don't smell, not my Karen G, stay still, because our Karen B wants to come and make a connection with you.
Because
please.
The lady that I brought through that I'm saying is Nan is still standing in my front room. So, but she feels quite motherly. So she makes me feel that she would have had an input into your upbringing, or you would have stayed with her. You would have been quite linked to her. That's what it's making me feel. Okay. She takes me to where I grew up. I grew up in Langdon. but she makes me feel you're in a posher part of Langdon, and we would have said that as a Langdon Hills. Does that make sense? Because they show me Langdon and Langdon Hills, and I'm quite proud to be from Langdon. The hills were a bit too posh for me, way too posh for me. The only time I went up the hills was when I was coming back down on a bike that I shouldn't have been on in the first place. That's how it makes me feel. Nan gives me, you have two, or you're one or two, and she's showing me two girls. Do you understand two girls where Nan's concerned, please? And I want it to be, unless it's you, if you've only got one child, is it you and the child? No, she's saying two. So you're one of two, and I don't know if you have two as well, because you're just sitting there doing two at me, like old Winston Churchill. Okay. I'm hearing Langdon. I can't get rid of the Langdon. You're saying Wales. Does Langdon, do you have a Langdon in Wales? Does Langdon mean something? Because she's not taking that away from me. Okay. She talks about visiting a castle, and it'll be a memory link that you would have done when you were younger. Now, I'm not very good with geography. So this castle could be anywhere, really. It could be around the corner to my house, and I wouldn't know. But she talks about a visit, and there would have been picnics. I don't want to go to the seaside particularly, but I want to go to this castle. Would that make sense to you at all, please? Okay. Okay, slowly. She talks about putting the world to rights with a cup of tea and a bit of cake. I don't know whether that's her answer to things or that's something you do with your mum, because she's making me feel. She's making me she watches something. So is mum still around, please? Because she makes me feel that we need to be looking after mum. Would that make sense? The oh yes, what's the oh yes to? Okay. If mum's still here, and that's who she's making me feel, or a lady that you would represent in being a mum, I just feel I've got a bad knee with this lady, because as I'm sitting here, my knee's really throbbing me. But she makes me feel it's more mum, not yourself. Okay. Does make me feel, though, that this lady that's got the bad knee is quite an independent lady and won't accept the help anyway. So somebody down here has got a problem with their knee and they're not accepting the help. Would that make sense at all, please? Okay. The nanny over here is telling me it's not your mum with the knee problem, but there is a person down here. I don't know if you've got like an auntie or, like I said at the beginning, my best friend, her family or my family. So it would be like, I'd call her mum. So whether it's that, but I wanted this lady down here to be a role of a mum. And she's still going on about cake. She's just given me a Battenberg. She's just given me an angel cake. And they wouldn't be little tiny ones in packets that you'd buy from Mr. Kipling. These were proper cakes and you'd have to slice them. Okay. Can anyone else take the castle and the picnic? Because this lady's adamant about having a picnic at a castle.
I believe Skippy has. Skippy Phil said, me and my sister used to go to Ardenal, apologies if I said that wrong, castle with our picnic. And Skippy Phil said, I'm having a knee replacement. And then you've got, thank you very much, Go Boss. And then Karen Gibbons said, Auntie Nancy.
Right. I wish I said that. I was hearing Nancy, but I've got a granddaughter in the other room called Nancy. And I thought, if I said that name, she'd come running through. Okay. Oh. So I think I've got that two kind of things going on at the same time here. I'm going to leave her love with you, Karen.
I'm going to leave. For 2 seconds, Karen. I'm going to ask Karen G's person to step into my energy. So you can look after Skippy, and then I can always come back to Karen, because what we do when we get double links, I'm the poor old person that takes on the person that's being there. So if Karen G doesn't mind for 2 minutes, I'll ask Karen's person to step over to let Karen do Skippy, and then we can come back if that's all right. Okay, this is all development
fine.
and growing.
Okay. Right. So you understand the knee replacement or the knee ache, and my knee really hurts. It's like, I don't know if I have to use crutches or I just feel that if I didn't have a little bit of support, I could fall over as well. I just feel my knee really hurts me, and I've asked them to take it away, so it's now gone. But whoever, if it's you, you've got a really painful knee, and I feel for you. Okay, can I ask you, please, do you have mum and an auntie in spirit? So I have 2 ladies that come in, and I don't want them to be very old ladies. So I want them to be late 60s into their 70s, that they're not old. And now I'm 60, that's really not old. So does that... Okay. So Skippy, do you understand an auntie and a mum in spirit, please? Okay. These ladies look quite similar. They're showing me themselves as quite similar as younger ladies. As they get older, I think there's a big difference between them. One is a bigger built lady than the other lady. And they quickly both go back to being these younger ladies where they were both well and both healthy. The lady that's got more weight to her, I feel it's a medical condition that's given her the weight. I feel like I've got an issue with my tummy, so I don't know if I've got a diabetes going on. I just feel this lady is young. I don't want her to be old, but the auntie might be older than her. But I want them to be, they're coming through together, and they're like naughty girls together over there. And over here, when they were younger, they would have had a bit of a laugh, knees up, Mother Brown kind of girls. But you would have been told off if you even thought about doing half the things that she did. Okay, it's do as I say, not what I did. And she laughs. But I do believe that you're a bit of a rebel, because I'm hearing rebel without a cause in the background. They're playing some tunes for me. Not that I'm going to sing it for you, because you'd all go scream. You actually... I don't know whether you speak to spirit or you sense them, but Mum makes me feel you know she's around. Because I'm being shown, I'm smelling talcum powder, but not just your ordinary baby talcum powder, like talcum powder that you would have got back in the day. You would have got it in a tub with a powder puff, and you'd have a rosy smell or that kind of smell. And she's making me feel that you smell her, but you're not taking any notice. Okay, she's getting a bit cross with you now. She's saying that you asked the question, you don't listen to the answer. And her language was a bit more colourful than what I just said. Not lots colourful, but there was a few words in there that I can't say being on a church thing. Okay. She also, your mum's standing here with a baby in spirit. Can I ask, have you got a baby that passed before it was born, please? A miscarried baby? Okay. Because she's holding a baby, and she makes me feel it belongs to you, or you would know of the baby. Okay. I want to feel that... I'm not really sure at the time. I don't want there to be a big gap between Mum and Nan passing. I feel that you had to deal with 2 lots of bereavement on top of each other. I just don't think there was any let up for you. And then I've just seen on there, okay, Mum and Nan are both gone. Did you have to then become the mum? Did you have to help look after siblings? Because I just feel that you had to kind of grow up. Okay. So you're saying the baby was older. There must be another baby then, because it if a baby's miscarried, I only ever see them as babies in arms, where this baby, I'd see them as a toddler. I'm not seeing a toddler. So someone would have had a miscarried baby. And if it's not yours, you'd know about it. Oh, bless you. Okay. I had one. That was enough. Bless your heart. Okay. Well, one of them is quite significant because mum's got the baby. So I don't know whether one happened just before mum went and mum kind of looked after it and took it over. But there's mum's holding one baby. Okay. And as I say that, Nan says the rest are outside playing. So they're telling me that the babies have gone on and grown up over there to be little angels. We lose them here, but they continue on a journey. Okay. Like with the other lady I read, I feel you have some decisions to make. Oh, gosh. Okay, Mum says you make wrong decisions. And she says, and that's in all walks of life. But I'm not discussing it all here because we're in an open forum. But she's moaned about this and she's moaned about that. Thank you. So that could be that's the baby. As you said that, I've gone all chilly willy and your mum's holding the baby tighter. So can you let your granddaughter know that, everything's okay? Baby's over there fine. All right? Okay. Bless them. Okay. I do feel that you need to... I know you said you've got to have your knee replaced, but I just feel you need a bit of an MOT. Are you due a blood test? Because they just give me a blood test form. Nothing sinister, just a routine thing. But then your mum says there's no point you doing it because you won't listen to what they tell you to do anyway. So I don't know whether you're someone that's, I don't know, you're a diabetic, but you're going to sit there and have a big cream cake or something. I'm a diabetic, so I'm using that as an example. But I just feel that you're not very well behaved. I mean, as much as you're a grown woman now, your mum still wants to tell you off. And I just think that's really funny because she's just pointing the finger, but she's doing it with tongue in cheek because she loves you so much. And Nanny's blowing kisses. And we've kind of got a party going on over here. And they're actually raising I drink whiskey, and it is a small drink. I don't want to say it's whiskey. I don't know if it's more of a brandy, but it is dark and it's in a little glass, and they're doing cheers. Next week. Lovely. Thank you. I'm going to leave their love with you so we can get on to some more people. And I hope that will make sense to you, Skippy. And please go and get your blood test sorted out properly and, listen to them. Thank you.
Yay, well done, Karen. Excellent, well done. And thank you, Skippy, for feeding back. It really does help us when we're learning how to do mediumship online, because there is definitely a different vibe. We are completely and utterly trusting in spirit to give us information. We can't feed off any other energy by them lot upstairs. Oh, bless it. And Skippy said, I've just had a mini stroke and won't give into it. Good, I won't give in to rest. Skippy, remember, balance is what we always end up nagging. So lovely, Karen. My Karen is. Did you want to continue to work with Karen G, or do you want me to do that connection? It's up to you. I'm leaving it open to you.
Do you want to do that one? Because I've now got another man in here for somebody else. So did you want to do Karen G first?
Yeah, not a problem. We'll do Karen G because obviously, bless her, she's been patient. So Karen G, are you still there, my dear? We've made you keep coming backwards and forwards, but you're doing brilliantly, Karen B. So super well done. I know Rob's cheering in the background. So I just want to check if Karen G is in the house. Right, we'll wait for Karen G to see if she comes through. This is the only thing, Karen, with Facebook. It's a lot slower to TikTok. TikTok's a lot more quicker. Facebook needs to start running them little mice on the wheels quicker. Right, let's see if Karen G's here, just to let me know. Right, hello, Karen. Lovely to meet with you. So we've obviously got the lovely lady my Karen. Too many Karens going on around here at the moment. So Karen, I want to come work with you, and obviously so we can make this connection because Karen's got her next. It's like a deli counter in spirit world. Karen, right? I have got that lady with me, but I've also got a gentleman stepping in here, and I've got to give you hot cross buns. If it's not hot cross buns, it's tea cakes. I know Karen was getting the cakes previously. We end up always talking about cakes on TikTok and Facebook and such like. I want to give you hot cross buns or tea cakes with this gentleman. If not, it'll be connected to the lady because I'm going 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross bun. can't remember if that's the correct phrase, but 1 a penny, 2 a penny, I can't remember the phrase. But this lovely person is placing a hot cross buns with you. Also, Karen, this gentleman is sort of said he's been walking around with you along with this lady. He's been walking around there because either you keep scratching your head regarding an area of your garden that you don't, I'm no gardener, I'm with Karen on this one. A flower's a flower to me, and that's as far as it gets, really. I know the difference between a rose and a chrysanthemum. But I've got you scratching your head. There's either something in the house that you're not sure what to do with, or there's a patch of grass, or there's a bit of your garden that you want to do something special with. This lovely family, these 2 people in spirit, because they're both chinwagging at the same time, wants to say to you, Karen, you know what's, thank you, and it's Welsh cakes, thank you very much. We'll stick to Wales. I struggle with being down in Essex half the time, but I know my geography is as bad as Karen, so don't worry, that one. But I also want to recognise this area because they're saying whatever you do will make it special. Now, this could be a memorial thing, or it could be that you want to make more memories or such like, because this gentleman, he talks with his hands because he's really making me handy, like I want to do this in here. But these lovely 2 people that are bouncing between my ear rolls and spirit are also saying with the gardening, you'll make it special. But this is going to be really bizarre. I also want to do, either you want to do like a fairy garden, because I keep seeing, all right, we'll do that in 2 seconds. Shush, slow down, one thing at a time. I've got to do fairy gardens with you. So I don't know whether you've got a fairy door or I'm being taken to what I love. I've got a great big green man that sits on my tree and he watches me in my garden and probably thinking, what on earth is she doing? But I've got a little special thing in the garden. Also, he's drawn me to my piercing, and he's talking to somebody else who wants a piercing. We're not going for nose and tongue, but I want to do, somebody else has had a conversation, has recently had a piercing, or they've been talking about a piercing as well. So I just want to let you know they're buzzing around you with your love garden as well. Brilliant. Thank you very much. They're buzzing around with you with this piercing. I keep being told October's significant, a birthday, passing, and anniversary for you, Karen. What other months? February for you, birthday, passing, and anniversary. Month, March. So I'm going to give you February, March, and October as birthday, passing, and anniversaries. Okay, thank you very much. What else? Well, this lady, though, she turned around and says, and I say turn around and says because it's my Essex accent going on there, somebody needs to put a cloth on the table. Mats and cloths. Yes, I've been thinking about it. Okay, thank you very much, Karen. Mats and tablecloth, because this lady's like, you need a mat because you're going to get a ring stain on your table. Now, that could be that's your own, one of my pet peeves. But whether you'd be able to understand the tablecloth or mats, or somebody hasn't got one, but she's chuckling. She's like, get that sorted out there. Right, what else do you want to say for anything else for the lovely Karen? So the other Karen can chinwag. Come on, give me something for lovely Karen. Thank you very much. I need to tell you that whenever you need us, look for the rainbows, Karen. Look for the rainbows. For me, rainbows always takes me to the NHS because it takes me back to COVID. It always links in there. But I want to say look for the rainbows. So for me, if you're looking for signs and needing from spirit, rainbows. It doesn't necessarily have to be them up in the sky, because that means we've got to have rain, and we don't want rain. We don't need, well, we do need some rain, obviously, but we don't want a downpour. But I want to put in rainbows for you. So it may not necessarily be literally rainbow in the sky. It can be rainbows on imagery, NHS. But they're saying if you need that reassurance to know that we're around you, look for rainbows. I also see loads of colour with you, so I don't know whether you've been talking about doing healing as well, because there's thank you very much. All right, keep on going. I need to tell you, from these two over here that are going for me, you need to believe that you've got a lot more in you than you think you have. And that's where that rainbow is as well, with the healing. You've got a lot more inside of you. Okay, don't worry about the healing bit. That's fine. But the thing is to remember, you've got so much more in you than you realise, and not to doubt that. You've got more in you than you realise. So there must be something you having a wibbly wobbly about. And with that, Karen, I know that was short and quick, but I'm conscious that this evening is about supporting my Karen. But I hope it just gives you a reassurance from, can I have a name? Bob. I want to give you Rob, Bob. No, that's not from my, and another name very quickly, Henry. So I need to give you, so that can be upstairs, that can be downstairs, not underneath the basement, as I always joke. I only have upstairs and downstairs. I don't have a basement. But that could be Rob or Bob up in spirit. And I've got to give you, again, a William or a Will. But it's just know what's inside of you. You've got a lot more inside you than you realise, and you've got to believe in yourself. And with that, they send their love, and I'm going to be quiet and say thank you very much, Karen, for allowing me to work with you. Right, Karen, my Karen, back over to you.
Thank you. I have a gentleman and a lady standing here, and this lady's telling me she's mum, and she's got fair hair and glasses, but she doesn't have a big frame round them. They're like look like she hasn't got a frame, but she has got glasses on. And I want to say, she's talking about it would have been her birthday in July. End of July, I want it to be her birthday. And as I stand and talk, a man comes in with her, an older man that I want to say is granddad. And I'm hearing him say, he's a bald-headed man. He's got a cigar hanging out of his mouth, like a Winston Churchill type cigar. And he says, is there someone here called Katie? Because he says, Katie, I miss you too. I don't know what that means. And I feel he's been gone a long time. And I want to say, you mentioned COVID earlier. I want to go back to the times of COVID. Because I want to say he's been gone 25, 26 years. And COVID was 2019 or 2020, wasn't it? So I want to go back. I just want to say I've been gone a long while. 2000 is I'm hearing. I don't know. I'm hearing Katie must be his granddaughter. Do we have a Katie on here?
We do. We have Katie Gouldings. We have Katie, as in Katie, who's working.
Katie.
Our Katie.
Right,
Our
okay.
Katie. Yeah, kick her off. She's
That's
not
why they didn't tell me who it was going to. Okay. Granddad says that he misses you. He's heard you say you miss him. And you miss him. And he's been gone such a long time, but you still miss him. And but Mum pops in because she doesn't want to be morbid and says it was her birthday and Mum's in spirit. Would that make sense, please? Okay. Granddad was a man that would wear jumpers. My dad used to wear cardigans with pockets to put his bags in. But your granddad is showing me himself in a jumper with a shirt. My dad only wore shirts for funerals, so it's making a big point that this man from that generation. This gentleman is a really lovely, lovely man. Does his wife, is she still here, please? Because he talks about a lady here with dark hair. He talks about, and you're close to her. She looks after you because your mum isn't here. Or someone's mum isn't here. You've said mother-in-law. So is mother-in-law in spirit or mother-in-law here? Because, again, they're not telling me it's an in-law. She's just making me feel like a mother. Where my mother-in-law, I wouldn't want to have spoke to her. But I just feel that whoever this lady is, you'd like her. But she's fair-haired. And I want it to have a bit of a curl to it. If I took my hair down, it'd probably be down like to my shoulder bit. Okay. Nice lady, but it would have been her birthday in July. She goes on about, she just given me a cake without any icing on it, but it says it was a celebration the end of July. Can you understand the lady with the birthday in July, please, in spirit? Because she's showing me the cake. Granddad talks about, you're quite special to him. He says there's more than just you. So I'm not sure if she's showing me 3, including you, or 4, including you. I can't quite make up. I think he's showing me 3, but his other finger doesn't go down properly. I think that's what he's showing me. And he talks about he's been with you, he's watched you, and he's taken me to the seaside. Now, the only nice seasides I like are at Great Yarmouth, Lowestoft. He's taking me to that side of the country. Nice sand, but you go there. I don't know why you go there. What's he showing me? Have you been there with your family? Because he's talking about, and you're his granddaughter. He's talking about your children. I hope you've got children. I don't know. He's talking about you having children and you've been to the seaside. And not been to the seaside for holiday or sitting on a deck chair, you've been there. Now, I know you have qualified doing cars, but it makes me feel it's car related. I know that you do MOTs. But I don't think it's that. I want to say it's a car related situation. Does that make any sense, please? Lovely, thank you. Okay. He's a bit worried about that. You never told me it was banger racing, but he's a little bit worried. Because that's a little bit dangerous. And then he laughed. And he laughs in the way that if it had been him doing it, or his children being a bit daredevilish, that would have been no fight. But because it's you and yours, he wants to kind of wrap you up in cotton wool because you're his girl, he tells me. Would that make sense to you, please? He's kind of put you on a pedestal. I'm not taking anything away from your siblings, and he's not telling me whether you've got brothers or sisters, what the ratio is, but he does tell me you've got siblings. But there's something special about you. I'm not sure if it was special that you looked after him, you cared for him, you bothered with him. I'm hearing the word you bothered. So you took time out of your day to bother with him. Okay. Just feel he's showing me that he's so proud of the young girl that you turned into this young woman. He does make me feel that you could have gone that way and got yourself in trouble, or you kind of got yourself on the right path. And he makes me feel extremely proud about you. And whatever you put your mind to do, you succeed. And then he laughs. He says, because I've just mentioned about you doing the MOT thing, he said, that'll muck her nails up. And he laughs. He thinks that's really funny because you're always prim and proper. And there you are playing with dirty old cars. And he thinks that's funny. Not something that he thought you would have done, but he's very, very proud that his words, you've got into a man's world and succeeded. And it's all about you getting it right for you. I do feel that there's someone around you that you need to kind of say no to. I feel that there's someone that puts upon you quite a bit and asks you, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you drop this for me? He says they wouldn't do it in return, to choose what you want to do. He's not saying don't be friends with this person. He's not saying don't do things, but do it on your terms. He's popping back off. He just wanted to come through. The main thing he wanted to come through for was to tell you that he misses you like you miss him. And he blows you a big kiss. And he does that like a heart shape. And he laughs because his heart has turned into a bit of a circle. He's not very good at doing it. And he said that you would find that funny. And he wants to see you smile and laugh more. I'm going to leave his love with you if that's okay. Thank you for working with me.
Yay! Well done.
Have we got time for any more?
We've got 5 minutes, so if you've got another person, you know what spirit's like. Once they get hold of you, if you've got another one, go for it. I'm sure Rob doesn't mind. Go on in.
Okay.
So everybody, if you can keep commenting. So yeah, Rob's just gone. Go, go, go. Keep commenting so Karen can see your names.
I have a younger lady come through, and I want to say she's a friend or she's a cousin. She's on that level. She's not mum. She's not nan. I want her to be on a level same aging as you, your generation. Makes me feel that they passed early, and I'm being shown the pink bow for breast cancer. Now, I don't know if this person had breast cancer or passed with it, or someone here is dealing with breast cancer at the moment. Okay. I feel the lady actually passed with a cancerous condition because she shows me someone over here has done some charity, because she's just shown me, you know, when you get a number and you stick it on the back of your top and you do some running. I couldn't think of anything different. But she talks about someone doing charity. Now, whether they did running or they just did a charity event for breast cancer. because I've got the pink bow, and the pink bow is breast cancer, isn't it? It's not for all types of cancer. But that could just be a symbol they're giving me. But my tummy feels really horrible, and my lungs are hurting me, and that part of my torso is really hurting, and I feel it's a cancerous condition. Can anyone take that, please? I am being drawn to the name Dominic. Dominique, is it? That's where I want to go, because I heard Dom, and I thought it's not a boy one, because I've got a nephew called Dominic, but he's Dominique, a lady one, a lady Dom. Okay. Can you understand the cancerous condition with a lady of a similar aging to yourself? And I want them to have passed at a younger age. They're showing me my brother. My brother was 44 when he passed away, and all his friends still do things now to raise money for cancer awareness. They still do that, and he's been gone, I don't know, 15 years or so. So I feel it's something similar to that. They do a football thing, and the money goes to a hospice. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. I can see the comment. Excellent. Yay. I love spirit. Okay. Okay. As someone down here, though, had to have a check and then got himself worried that they thought they would be going the same way, because she says you need to stop all that rubbish. And if someone down here needs to have a breast check, they need to do it and not be put off because of what happened to somebody else. Because I feel there's somebody down here that doesn't have a breast cancer condition, but has, have a lumpy boobies. Okay, there's someone's got, I don't know if they've got glands in their boobs, or there's something with a boob, but it's nothing to worry about. Would that make sense at all, please, Dominique? Or someone's due. Oh, thank you. I'll call you Dom if you don't mind, because that's what I'm hearing. Thank you for that. Okay, as I talk, I have a dog come through. Now, I have German Shepherds. This is not a German Shepherd, but it is a big dog. It hasn't got pointed ears, so I want to say it's more like a Labrador or a Border Collie when its ears are down. It's a dark dog. Do you understand a dark dog in spirit, please? Oh, look, glands. That's the word I should have used. Thank you. Okay. Do you understand the dog, please? And it's definitely a dog in spirit. It's a memory link. Now, whether this dog belonged to your nan or your granddad, I want it to be that you would know of the dog. Oh, okay. Thank you. It's your dog. Super. Okay. I still feel, I mean, I don't talk dog, okay, but the dog make me feel that you still have moments that you really, really miss the dog, okay? And I get that, and I've lost my own, and it doesn't get any easier. But do you please now have another dog, not to replace that dog, but to help you get through from that dog? And if you don't, oh, you're getting one, because Nan's just chucked one down for you if you don't have one. And I want this dog not to be as big as the dog you had. Would that make sense at all? And as I'm talking about the dog, your nan gives me a black and white cat, but I believe the black and white cat would have been hers, and there would be a photograph to show this black and white cat. And it's a, you know, the advert Felix, so it's that black with a white bib. That's what I'm seeing. Would that make sense at all, please? Oh, lovely. Super. Okay. Okay. She makes me feel, though, that there is a cat down here, besides the cat being over there. And I'm hearing Postman Pat. But I do feel there's a cat down here that you might, if you don't already have a cat, whether that's going to come to you too. Because I just feel it's something that finds you. Sometimes we get cats that turn up at our doorstep, don't we? I've got a cat here that I took on board. And all my cats have been rescue cats, actually. And I just feel that this cat needs you. So you might get this dog, but then this cat might find you. So when you move home, look out for a cat that might just keep visiting you. But I think it will become yours. Okay. Your nan talks about you growing into this really lovely young lady who does lots for other people, but you could easily have gone different. Just makes me feel that you had a choice to make, and I think a lot of it's to do with your career. Whatever you did job wise, you chose the right path. Where if you'd chosen to do the opposite, because I just feel that you could have done this or you could have done that, and whatever you chose to do, she said, put you in good stead for where you needed to be. She talks about you having a lovely family of your own, and she talks about now's the time for you to enjoy things. You can take a bit of a step back. So if you've got children, they're older. And I think you need to get ready to start enjoying grandchildren, because you just shown me my grandchildren. Okay. I just feel that when you get the chance to retire, you're not going to retire because you'll be doing something else. I retired and I've got 4 grandchildren that I look after regular. And I just feel you'd be quite hands-on doing whatever you're doing. So you'll be busier than when you were working. And she laughs. She thinks that's really funny. Right. I'm going to leave her love with you. Just know she's around you. I don't know, before she goes, do you do this or should you be doing this yourself? Because she just makes me think you should be linking with spirit. I teach tarot and I teach runes, and I feel you should be using a tool, not just linking like this, but using something to help you link. And there's lots of places you can go to learn. I think it's something you should be doing for you. Okay, so it's not the grandchildren. Do you understand? Okay, I've just asked her to clarify on that then. It's not grandchildren. Do you have your daughter's like friends in? I just feel you look after more than you should be looking after. So if you've only got 1 or 2 children, you've got a whole army in your house. Because I feel there's lots of children involved, but I do believe that you need to be learning something. And I'm going to leave that with you because I'm aware that we are ticking on time-wise. And I just hope that all made lots of sense for you. And thank you for working with me.
Another well done, Karen. And again, thank you so much to Dominique for coming back and commenting. It does make it a lot easier. So especially when we're working with spirit. So super well done, Karen. How did you find it? Was it scary as you thought?
No, I thought it was going to be. When I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, who am I getting first? But how I see spirit, they were standing in my front room. So they was here, and then they were giving me the name of where I needed to go. So they were helping me as much as I had to. But it was really nice knowing that you're there and Rob's there in the background to look after me. So this is a different way of working. I quite liked it though. So
that's good. And it takes a while. I mean, obviously for myself, I started in lockdown. Lockdown was a big turning point for me, but my circle closed down, so then I had Teresa White supporting me, and then I came online. So for me, my online was way before churches, so I had all that unfamiliar thing of being on church. But I do love coming online because for me, it demonstrates pure mediumship. Yeah. There isn't the smiles, the nods, the little we pick up unintentional signals as much as connecting with others. And it is lovely to work with spirit because there's nobody there with a script. There's nobody giving you nods or anything like that. You're not sitting there on another phone finding information out. It's just working with spirit, and it is lovely. And you've got lots and lots of lovely response. Kelly came on, who's done, you'll know Kelly from coming on here. I know she's having a break at the moment. She said, well done, Karen. You've got a lovely Jill, well done. You've got Terry, amazing in evidence. So I do like being online because it shows pure mediumship. There isn't anything there. So again, Karen, where can people find you? I know my co-boss Rob is going to be doing the writing, but where can they find you?
I've got a web page called on Karen Butler, and I advertise everything on there. I got thrown out of Facebook, and then they put me back on. And when they did, they lost my link to Kaz Spiritual. But I'm getting put back onto that. I'm going to get one of my daughters to help me because I'm a bit of a dinosaur. But Karen Butler is where you'll find everything that we get advertised. So yeah, come and join us on a Monday, or if you want to go to Billericay on a Thursday. We're at Latchington. We do clairvoyant evenings twice a month. I'm around at Thundersley, so pop and say hello. If I haven't, some of you that I've read today or spoken to, pop over and say hello. So I've got a face to the name. That'd be lovely. But a big thank you though to everyone coming on, supporting me working with Claire, and for supporting this wonderful church that is like our second family. So thank you, Claire, for looking after me.
You're very welcome. So as just goes on to the end, thank you, Rob. I always forget myself, so Rob pops it in there. So don't worry about me. But remember, if you are new, if you've come over from my page or you just found us scrolling along TikTok, don't forget to give Thundersley a follow, because if you enjoyed this online mediumship, every single Sunday, Thundersley does an online divine service. So if you've ever thought, maybe divine service is not for me in your spiritualist church, you're not too sure, it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, then why not come along to the online? It's free as well. You get to see the start of a service, or what to expect in a service, and then you get your online medium at the end. But I always think it's a wonderful way, if you're not too sure what divine service means, or you're a little bit nervous about going to a church, come and watch Thundersley present, or come and watch Thundersley online divine service, which is your cue now to make sure you give Thundersley a follow, and go and find Karen, because as you can see, she really was a great medium. And Karen, it's been a pleasure to have you, and a massive thank you to my co-boss Rob for being the red car and everything else. Right, we will be back again, hopefully back to our normal time. Thank you, Karen. Back to our normal time, which is the first Wednesday of each month. We try. Rob and I need some routine. So hopefully we will be back again with the first Wednesday each night. Karen, you are more than welcome to come back again, because we all know it's nice to have that support. So Karen, you are more than welcome to come back again along with others. So make sure again that you give a like and a follow, so that you get to see who is coming on. And with that, we're going to just send kisses to our audience and good nights to everybody, and we'll see you all again next month. And well done to Karen.